Hello, Moondoggie here, and I did kind of wanted to do a tutorial for you guys in the future who winds up getting HTC VIVE, because quite frankly, like I said, it is kind of a shifty thing to really set up, and quite frankly, it can get really hard to and really frustrating to like really get the setup going, and by the time everything's working, your thing is working, something else just happens. So I'm going to be doing this tutorial of not really a step-by-step, but like the necessary things you need to know, because it's actually self-explanatory, but the necessary things you need to know so you guys will not have like an instant frustration and want to take back a $500 device. So let's step right into it. First, just to always nick it in the butt, the first thing that you want to look over and get out the way is the requirements. The HTC requirements are that you need to have a powerful CPU, which, as you see right here, with that also said, the minimum requirements, if you to have a graphic card no less than a 970 Nvidia or a 290 Radeon, which you always go up on a maximum requirement, but we're looking at minimum requirements to get the thing running for you guys on whatever PC you was able to get and or build. Next behind that, when you open the box, you have everything, all your pieces. Obviously you got your two base stations right here. Those are the key component that finds you, obviously. So make sure you have those centered up at a decent corner of whatever your playroom is, because you have to have them angled like at a 45-degree angle, because they have to track the floor and in case you move up and or down. So especially if you play on a room scale, not just standing, because you don't want to be just standing. I like to move around a bit. So everything else in the box is literally, when I said it was self-explanatory, it's really self-explanatory, because it's like there's a cord or something for something. So like for the base stations, each base station has their own power cord. Each of your HTC VIVE controllers have their own power charger cord. So everything is like one for one. Everything has their own cord. So I think it's important for me to immediately skip to the main gist of the hardest part of the Vive, is your link box. And now, as for the link box, it's not a hard setup, but it's kind of a lie that they don't tell you, in quote. So with the link box, you're gonna have your cable that powers the link box. Make sure you don't plug that in until you get everything else plugged in. You're gonna have a USB cord that goes into your PC, and then you're gonna have a HDMI that goes into your graphic card, not the motherboard. People do not tell you that, or they don't tell you that, or whatever. They do not tell you it does not go into the motherboard. It goes into your graphic card. Now, with that, depending on what graphic card you're using, because granted, 970s, well, I use Nvidia, so 970s and up, you're gonna have a bad time, because it only comes with one HDMI port. So I was actually quite frustrated, like I got a device and I can't even use it because I can't even put in the graphic card. So I use like AMD FX, which it can run really high if not careful, and you got the idiots trying to overclock it. That's not me. But I use FX, which is in between the minimum requirement, because it said it requires a FX 8350 was, yeah, 8350. I have an 8320, but it still works fine. So I don't think they're that strenuous on the CPU. I guess they just want to make sure that this I guess they just want to make sure that the computer's brain is powerful enough to run that device and capture everything that you're doing. So besides that, as for that link box, what you want to get is a display cable, because the DisplayPort cable is on the link box as well, and they don't really tell you to get that because it's not included. You will literally wind up spending about $10 trying to get that cable, because, and plus length also plays a factor because you have to put it in the link box into your PC as well, into the graphic card in your PC as well, because it's basically a replacement for the HDMI because you only got one port for it. Now you could get what I got. I wound up getting a DisplayPort 2 HDMI cable. Well, backwards that. It's HDMI that goes into the link box and the DisplayPort goes into my PC. And I got that version because one, it was cheap, and two, I guess I was still typical guy. I really didn't. I don't mess around with DisplayPorts like that. So you know, it kind of left me like I don't want to really mess with it. So, but yeah, after that part is literally done, you want to, because they do tell you this part, but it's kind of a not a mislead. You just kind of like a misread, where you actually look up a HTC VIVE setup. Don't look up a setup. Just go straight to Steam. Steam has Steam VR. Steam VR is the Oculus, and no, it's not. I can't really remember because I don't mess with Oculus like that. But I'm pretty sure Oculus and Steam VR works both ways for Oculus and Vive. But for the simple fact of the matter, download Steam VR from Steam, run it, and it will find your headset and your controllers once you power them on. And after that, it'll literally tell you to set up within Steam VR. So that's literally covering everything else to make your Vive work. But other than that, that's pretty much the gist of setting up Steam VR, the HTC Vive, because it can be kind of a hassle, because especially whatever your spacing is, you're not gonna have that much to work with. But it becomes really worth it in the end, because I like play tested a game that we're gonna be playing later, and it was just beautiful. It was just really beautiful. So I am definitely looking forward to some VR in the future. With that said, everybody, if you have any questions or misconcerns or misunderstandings of what I'm talking about, by all means, drop a comment down in the description below. And with that said, everybody, I will see all of you when the next moon rises.